Hi, welcome to SSU TV. I'm Emily Barwig.
And I'm Remy Goodis.
We welcome you to our first broadcast of the spring 2013 semester. As midterms begin to roll around, students look forward to a much-needed spring break. Around campus, there is a buzz of excitement as students begin to make their spring break plans. Though many students choose to vacation or spend time relaxing at home, there are other options for students, such as community service programs offered through Sonoma State's Alternative Spring Break program, offered by JUMP. Here's Brianna Bufano with the story.
Hi, I'm Brianna Bufano. With spring break fastly approaching, we decided to go out and see what everybody's plans were.
To see my friend Mickey Mouse at Disneyland for spring break.
For spring break, I'm going to go to Vegas. I'm going to go to casinos, strip clubs, as well as party it up, because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
I'm actually working all spring break. I'm actually going to Vegas for spring break.
Who are you going with?
My roommates.
I plan on going to a few rock shows and playing a few rock shows myself.
Are you in a band?
I am in a band. We're called Down With May. It's like an alternative rock band.
I'm planning on going to Lake Havasu in Arizona.
Probably just visit with friends and family for about the whole week that I have for off break.
My plans are going with JUMP on alternative spring break as a trip leader to New Orleans for a volunteer trip.
What is Alternative Spring Breaks?
It's a program that JUMP runs in which students from Sonoma State can apply and be selected to go to 3 different places to help volunteer during their spring break.
What places have you gone to and what did you do?
2 years ago I went to Tennessee for environmental justice trip. Last year I went to Alabama for disaster relief. Then this year I'm leading the trip to New Orleans for disaster relief also.
How can students sign up or get involved?
Interviews start in the fall semester of every school year, and you just have to stay up to date with the JUMP office. So if you know a student that's been on a trip or you go to the JUMP office in the fall semester every year, they'll give you the information for info dates and application deadlines.
If you'd like to find out more about Alternative Spring Break, don't forget to stop by the JUMP office. I'm Brianna Bufano, back to you guys in the studio.
There is a new program on campus, allowing students to maintain a sustainable living community. The new Hillside Composting Pilot Program around campus is giving students who live on campus the ability to learn how to compost. Here's Molly Rosenberg with the story.
Hi, I'm Molly Rosenberg here for SSU TV, finding out more information about the composting program taking place in the Hillside Village. What is the composting program?
The composting program is set up, it's a pilot program over in Tuscany and Beaujolais, and we're aiming for 100 participants that are students living on campus, and they just compost their garbage as opposed to throwing it into the garbage.
What items are compostable?
Anything pretty much that from your kitchen, but like plastic, aluminum foil, styrofoam, that kind of stuff. We can also do meats, bones, your veggie waste, and pizza boxes, which is pretty cool.
How many people are currently signed up?
There's about 80 participants right now. So.
What is your expected goal for the program?
We're hoping for 100 participants and just composting all their waste.
How can you sign up to participate?
You can contact me, Allison Jenks. My email is jenksa@seawolf.sonoma.edu.
Thanks, and back to the studio.
If you commute to school and are looking to save gas and money, then WeGo Sonoma Rideshare program is the solution. This new program allows for commuting students to save time and money while meeting new students around campus. Here is Nick Dolan with the story.
All right, hi, I'm Nicholas Dolan here for SSU TV News. And recently Sonoma State has been doing a lot more to promote carpooling here. And what you do is you go to Sonoma State, you type in WeGo Sonoma. And it's a carpooling system where you create your own profile, and in that profile you meet up with people that have the same schedule as you. It's a system that's just now recently starting to kick in, and we're going to find out more about that today by interviewing people and seeing whether they would, join this program. Would you consider joining WeGo Sonoma, a carpooling program here recently established at Sonoma State?
Maybe if I actually knew the person.
Would you be willing to carpool with someone random?
Probably not, just because I would feel really awkward.
What if they were offering you to give you gas money? Would you do it?
That'd be very nice of them. I would probably feel more comfortable if they gave me gas money and I didn't have to give a free ride to a stranger.
If you're in the car, it's a little awkward, and they play some, I don't know, heavy metal music, you don't like it, what's your first reaction going to be?
I would probably just like let them do their thing. I mean, you know, everyone's music is their own choice, so I just let them jam out and then just go for it.
Would you be willing to maybe carpool with people you don't really know to travel and save gas?
My parents have really tried to get me to do that, but it kind of freaks me out a little bit.
What would be your first reaction if, let's say, he was playing some, or the person you were carpooling with was playing some heavy rap, you didn't like it? What would be your reaction? How would you take it?
I'd probably ask them if I could turn on some country music because I enjoy that better. If it was just like meet and greet, we're leaving, going home, I'd probably be like, no thanks.
Angela? I think that's a great idea because then you get classes a lot faster. I ride my board to class, so definitely having a ride would be a lot better. I don't think it's too risky. We're all college kids.
And what would be your first reaction if you don't know the person and they're playing some heavy metal music, you don't like it? What are you going to do?
I may ask them to switch it, but it's still a ride to class, so.
All right, Nickel Stolen here for SSU TV News. Back to you guys in the studio.
Many students use RateMyProfessor.com before registering each semester in order to better get an idea of the professors they will be spending their time with. The website allows students to give professors from their university ratings based on overall easiness, helpfulness, clarity, and rather interest. Here's David Tello with the story.
RateMyProfessors.com is the largest online destination for professor ratings. The site has over 8,000 schools and 15 million comments and ratings. But why do students use a website about teachers they've never met? And what do professors think about this website? I went around the SSU campus to ask students and a professor about this site. The first question I asked students was if they use this website.
Yes, I have browsed that website before.
I do use this website, correct?
I do use the website Rate My Professor. I've used it before, yeah.
No.
RateMyProfessors.com is the go-to website when it's time to register for classes. But why do students use it?
I use it before, like, each semester to see what other people have commented about a professor I'm about to have, so to see their opinion on a teacher I'm about to take a class with.
I use it to check like if my teachers are going to be really hard or easy or homework or not a lot of homework. Like it pretty much has like every aspect of like what you would want to know about a class because people could just like comment on it and say what they feel about the teacher.
To see what other people said about these teachers, I guess. I use it for before I register for all my classes. It helps you kind of get to know the class and what it's all about and what kind of teacher you're going to be spending the whole semester with before you even have to take the class.
One student we interviewed gave us a different answer than the other students we talked to.
It's just, from what I hear about it, it's just people that got a bad grade, and I've always been taught teachers don't give grades, you earn them. So, I mean, rating a professor bad, it's not going to make your grade any better, so why bother waste your time?
Professor Marco Calavita, who has been teaching here at SSU since the year 2000, gave us his thoughts on the site.
My rating has always been good. Makes me feel I don't have any particular negative feelings toward the site, but in a different scenario where some angry students happen to have gone on the site and rated me badly and probably with very poor, grammar and bad logic and very unpersuasive, rhetoric, described how I was a terrible professor, I think I would regard, Rate My Professor as a really stupid user-generated site.
We then asked how much stock do they put in the comments that are posted.
I put a lot. I mean, obviously, if they have a higher rating, I'm gonna go for the teacher with the higher rating. It's based on kids that have already had the class, and they're my peers, so I'm gonna trust their word.
Not a whole lot. I mean, I use it to whether or not I want to take a class over another. If I had two options and there was a teacher with a better review, I'd choose that one. But if I need the class, I need the class, so I'm going to take it.
Depends. I think that most students only comment if they have something negative to say about the teacher and they're kind of going like on a wrath about them. So I don't take it too seriously if because I feel like they only go on to say negative things.
If it's like a lot of people saying the same thing, then I usually go with it. But if it's like really like sketchy, then I'll be like, all right, well, I don't really know, it's wishy-washy.
We asked this one student if she was a teacher what her thoughts on the site would be.
I wouldn't bother to look at it. It's just a bunch of angry students that I'm probably not going to see again, and if I do, they better do good in my class or they're going to get another bad grade.
Professor Calavita gave his thoughts.
Professors like myself who tend to be control freaks, don't necessarily want students with a public voice being able to say whatever they want about you, but of course that's their right. That's the reality of the internet. That's the reality of user-generated sites, whether it's Rate My Professor or Yelp or, reviewing books on Amazon. That's just the way things are.
We ended the interview by asking him if he were a student today, would he use this website?
If I were going to try to decide between taking 2 classes and one professor was rated much more highly than the other, all things being equal, I would think that would probably be predictive of how good of an experience I might have in that class. I mean, it stands to reason.
When the month of April rolls around, students will be flocking this library here to get the latest updates about the professors they're going to take for the upcoming semester. But remember, when it comes to success, there are no shortcuts. Like our Facebook page and ask questions about this topic. Reporting for SSU TV, I'm David Tedlow.
Baseball season is once again here, and Sonoma State's baseball team is hard at work training for the spring season. Here is Kiera Archery with the story.
Hi, my name is Kiera Archery, and we're here at the Sonoma State baseball field about to talk to some of the players and coaches about their upcoming season. What are your goals for this season?
Well, I would like to start by being a lot nicer to reporters, but I think the team, we're excited about our team. We have a lot of really good players. I think our goal is always obviously to have a winning season, our players to graduate from college, do well in school, and have a great experience. 2 years ago we were in the College World Series, and we want to get back to the College World Series, and we want to find a way to win that thing.
Tell us a little bit more about the new baseball facility coming to Sonoma State.
It's a indoor batting cage. There's 3 indoor batting cages. There's a drill area. There's going to be a video room, a locker room, players lounge, coaches' offices upstairs. It'll be the home for all our players, and kinesiology will be able to use it for a classroom and for maybe the grad program to do future grad studies. So we're really excited about having something out here that we can call home, a place where we can all gather and meet and get together. Our team's a pretty close-knit group of guys, and it's fun to be around them. And now we have a place where we can go to and improve as a team.
Well, my individual goals is just to get more team at bats. If there's someone on second, make sure you move them over no matter what. Nothing like personal stats wise, just making sure that I do my job to help the team get in a better situation. For the entire team, I think that we just need to be able to stay within our limits, get the outs that you can get. There's going to be the mistakes, but try to prevent the mental mistakes from happening.
What do you think the team's strengths are?
Our pitching is very good this year. I'm really impressed with our defense so far, and I think as a team we're hitting really well, hitting for each other.
How is it playing 2 different positions?
I like it a lot. It gives you, a chance to do everything, bring every aspect of the game to my team. Transferred from Loyola Marymount University.
How has that transition been?
It's great. It's probably one of the best decisions I've made in my life. I didn't have a lot of fun last year, but Coach Geltz and all my teammates bring a great environment to have a lot of fun and have a lot of success.
Reporting for SSU TV, I'm Kiera Archery, back here at the studio.
On February 1st, 2013, Sonoma State Sigma Alpha Epsilon member Curtis Linnell passed away after a long fight with cancer. One of Curtis's fraternity brothers wrote a song in his honor. Here's Michael Paradiso with his tribute song to the late Curtis Linnell.
Hello, I'm Michael Paradiso, and today I'm going to be talking about the song I created called Down Brother Cry. It's for Curtis Linnell. I think it always leaves a lot of people with a lot of questions unasked when someone young, 21, leaves. It was kind of simple. It was God needed Curtis. God wanted Curtis too. How could we be so selfish to keep him here? Down, brother, now you're stuck here crying. I know you're high in the sky, just flying. What the world would give this to your face, but I know you're smiling outside the cage. Actually, hands down, the most touching reaction was his dad. His father found out who I was, contacted me, thanked me. His dad asked me to perform it, so I told myself two things when I went out and performed it. It was A, if you're nervous, you're making it about yourself, and that's not what this is about. And B, if you break down or you're sad and you cry during the performance, of course, then you're mourning and you're supposed to be celebrating.
Gave the world 21 years, shared love, shared laugh, no shed tears. This one goes out to you, it's time to meet the king. Enjoy eternity with the cancer white clean. Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you for your love. Thank you for the hug. Thank you for being so kind, and thank you for sharing your mind. Oh, your mind.
Christianity served as a tool where Curtis wasn't scared, but he was actually more excited to get up there, to leave this life behind and to go start his new one, you know, in eternity with heaven, with the cancer wiped clean. I think it's great that he's still challenging me and everyone else around him to grow. I love him very much.
For SSU TV, I'm Emily Barwig.
And I'm Remy Goodis. Thanks for watching.